Captain Alex Carter had seen a lot in his 35 years traveling the galaxy, but nothing had prepared him for Princess Lyra of the Zalari Empire. He first met her during a routine diplomatic mission on Zalara Prime, a sparkling world of crystal towers and bioluminescent forests. What he expected to be a brief, formal meeting quickly turned into a situation he could never have predicted. Alex was tall, confident, and known for his sarcastic humor. When Lyra approached him in the palace's grand hall, dressed in the flowing silver robes of her royal station, he couldn't help but make a lighthearted comment. "With your grace, intelligence, and charm, I'd say you'd make a perfect wife," he joked, flashing a teasing grin. Lyra's violet eyes widened for just a fraction of a second, but that tiny reaction was enough to make Alex chuckle. He didn't expect anything more than a polite smile. But instead, Lyra's lips curled into a mischievous smile of her own. "Then, I accept your offer, Captain Carter," she said. Alex blinked. He had joked, yes, but he hadn't imagined that this alien princess, ruler of one of the most powerful empires in this sector of the galaxy, would take him seriously. He opened his mouth, tried to protest, but the words stuck. How do you explain sarcasm to someone who has never heard of it? The palace guards didn't react, though their stiff postures suggested this was perfectly normal. Lyra gestured elegantly toward him. "Come, we have much to discuss." Alex hesitated. The last thing he wanted was to be dragged into alien royal politics because of a careless joke. Yet, curiosity and perhaps a strange thrill pushed him to follow. They walked through corridors filled with shimmering murals depicting Zalara Prime's history. Lyra spoke of her kingdom with pride, describing the alien customs, festivals, and the complex laws that bound her people. Alex nodded politely, but his mind raced. He had always known that diplomacy could be tricky, but nothing had prepared him for this. Marriage proposal scenario. Lyra's laughter echoed through the hall, soft yet commanding. "You hesitate, Captain. Tell me, why?" Alex swallowed. "Princess. I didn't mean it seriously. It was just a joke." Lyra stopped walking. She tilted her head, studying him closely. "I am quite certain you were joking, Captain Carter. Yet, jokes often reveal truths hidden in plain sight." Her voice was calm, almost hypnotic. "Perhaps your heart is not as guarded as you think." Before he could answer, an aide rushed past, whispering urgently to Lyra. She nodded, and her demeanor shifted from playful to stern. "Captain, you will join me for the night council. There are matters that require your unique perspective." Alex's heart skipped a beat. He had faced pirates, black hole storms, and mutinous crews, but nothing had made him feel this combination of excitement and dread. The night council chamber was massive, with high ceilings, glowing crystal chandeliers, and a floor that reflected the stars outside. Zalari nobles, generals, and advisors filled the room, each one giving Alex curious looks. Lyra's hand lightly rested on his arm as they entered, a gesture that was both possessive and proud. "Captain Carter," she announced to the assembly, "tonight, we decide the fate of our alliance with the Terran Federation. And my guest here will advise us." Alex swallowed again, forcing a confident tone. I'll do my best." The discussions were intense. The Zalari were on the brink of war with a neighboring star system. Lyra moved with grace, commanding attention without raising her voice. Her strategy was brilliant, blending diplomacy with precise military planning. Alex found himself genuinely impressed, yet he couldn't shake the odd feeling that her attention often flickered toward him, as if measuring his reactions. Hours passed, and finally, the council ended. Lyra turned to him, her eyes serious now. "Captain, you have surprised me. Few humans would remain composed in such a setting. You may have more value to this empire than I initially thought." Alex laughed nervously. "That's a polite way of saying I survived, right?" Lyra's smile returned, warmer this time. "Survived? Perhaps. But more than that, you intrigued me. You think you came here by chance, yet perhaps it is fate that brought you to Zalara Prime." Alex shook his head, feeling a mix of disbelief and amusement. "Fate has a strange sense of humor." Lyra stepped closer, her hand brushing lightly against his.
Then, let us not waste time. If you truly meant what you said, or even if you didn't, perhaps we can explore the possibilities. Alex's mind raced. Explore possibilities? Was she speaking of diplomacy, or something far more personal?
He had to tread carefully, yet the magnetic pull of curiosity, and something deeper, made him nod.
All right. Princess Lyra. Let's see where this goes.
The following days were a whirlwind. Lyra insisted that Alex accompany her to ceremonies, strategic meetings, and even personal rituals of the Zalari court. Each interaction revealed layers of her personality, her sharp wit, her empathy for her people, and her uncanny ability to read people's intentions. Alex, in turn, revealed little, using humor and deflection to hide the fact that he was beginning to feel something unexpected: admiration, respect, and perhaps attraction. One evening, after a long day of negotiations, Lyra invited him to the palace gardens.
Bioluminescent plants glowed softly, and alien melodies floated in the air.
She sat beside him on a marble bench, her expression contemplative.
You know, she said softly, your joke has caused more chaos than I anticipated.
My advisors are confused, my family is curious, yet, I find myself smiling whenever you are near.
Alex swallowed. Lyra. I never expected any of this. I didn't even think you'd take me seriously.
Her violet eyes locked onto his, intense yet tender. Sometimes, Captain Carter, the heart does not wait for clarity or caution.
It acts, even in jest.
He felt a strange warmth spread through him, realizing that this alien princess, bold, intelligent, and utterly unpredictable, had changed something in him.
He wasn't sure if it was respect, attraction, or something more profound, but he knew one thing: life on Zalara Prime was no longer ordinary. Weeks turned into months.
Alex found himself navigating court intrigues, alien customs, and unexpected feelings he had never experienced on any of the planets he had visited. Lyra, ever graceful, guided him with a mix of teasing and seriousness that kept him on his toes. Then came the pivotal moment. A neighboring empire challenged Solari authority, and war seemed inevitable. Lyra turned to Alex, her voice steady yet urgent.
Captain, I need your insight. Will humanity stand with us, or will they hesitate? Alex took a deep breath, feeling the weight of responsibility pressing upon him.
Lyra, if we show unity, if we trust each other, humanity will not falter.
We've faced challenges before, and we've survived. Together, we can find a solution that spares both our peoples. Lyra's gaze softened, and she touched his hand gently.
You speak with wisdom, Alex. I think, perhaps, we were never joking about fate after all. In that moment, Alex realized that the line between a joke and reality had blurred. What had started as a careless quip had grown into an intricate dance of trust, respect, and something far more intimate than either of them had anticipated. As the Zalari prepared for the uncertain days ahead, Alex Carter and Princess Lyra stood side by side, two unlikely allies brought together by chance, humor, and the mysterious pull of destiny. And somewhere in the quiet of the palace, Alex couldn't help but think, maybe, just maybe, he had found a new home, and a new purpose.